Hello, YouTube. Welcome to my channel, Marriage, Politics, and Sports. Today, we're going to be talking about privacy and the way the law continues to be unequal and aimed directly at men not getting their just desserts on privacy. Women putting men on blast with private messages. I don't see why the law that supports, rightfully so, women from revenge porn. Why shouldn't that same privacy law support men from revenge of private text messages to a bitter, hateful woman? I don't see why a man has to take his private messages to somebody now that she wants to get revenge. She could put it up and say anything to try to get public opinion to ruin his job, to ruin his life, to ruin his public support, especially if he's a public figure, right? How is that any different than revenge porn in words? Because some text messages can destroy a person. If I talk to you and you reveal that, so we have uh, example after example after example. But I'm going to show you Stephen A. Smith kind of hits upon this, and I want to show you a little clip of this thing. But first, like, share, subscribe to my channel, and put your own comments on there. Do you agree that if you don't think there's any equivalency, just say so. And we could talk about it, because to me, the way the law works, precedent doesn't have to be something that's exactly the same, because a woman's body is her currency. That's her privacy. And she has a right not to have somebody, the secret messages or the secret pictures she gave an old boyfriend belongs to her. If he shows them, he should get in trouble, rightfully so, because he's trying to hurt her. He's trying to get revenge. How is that different than Anthony Edwards, for example, trying to pay a woman, just some woman, to have the baby deletion and giving her extra money for her to do it? He's well within his rights. And all you women who want to get on some goddamn high horse about that, just stop it. Since 1973, especially black women have deleted more than 20 million children. So let's not get on some moral high ground because a man asks you to do it. You do it all the time. So he wanted to sweeten the pot. That's his private business. And Stephen A. Smith says it better than anybody else. But she put his messages on blast to embarrass him, to hurt him, to destroy his legacy, to destroy his life, because he doesn't want to choose this chick. She might be trying to get a Paul George situation, because he tried to do the same thing with his chick. He ended up marrying her. He ended up having another kid with her. I believe they're married. But that's just a unique happy ending. And we don't know how long that's going to last, because it was under duress, a shotgun wedding. But, he chose the chick. But I don't think Anthony Edwards has any intention of choosing this chick. I'd be really, really surprised if he could ever forgive her for that. And if she has the baby, just pay child support and move on. You know what I'm saying? And maybe try to get full custody of your kid. That should be your biggest revenge. Try to get full custody. Anyway, so I'm going to play a clip of Stephen A. Smith. And, this is going to be a short video. And then I'm going to link Stephen A. Smith full video in the description. But like I said, if it's her body and her choice is her currency, a man's word is his currency. His private discussions with his wife is his currency. And when it's used as a weapon against him, there should be repercussions on that, right? Civilly, if he wants to, I think Edwards could sue her, because she clearly was trying to cause damage. That's no less damage than a guy posting a naked picture of a woman who freely takes naked pictures with people, right? She might be embarrassed, but it's not going to hurt her as much as a man's private text messages being put on blast. He could lose endorsements. He could lose all kinds of stuff because he chose not to be with a chick. All right, so I'm going to share. I'm going to let Stephen A. tell it, and then we're going to end the video because it's not going to be long. Fair use, fair use.
I go to break, and it involves Minnesota Timberwolves star guard Anthony Edwards. He's in the news for the wrong reasons, ladies and gentlemen. He's publicly walking back comments he made to a woman, which appears to urge her to have an abortion. Now, I don't talk about stuff like this, but he commented on it. He's a 22-year-old Minnesota Timberwolves star, and he was put on blast in a series of social media posts this weekend by a Paige Jordan, or Jordae, Jordae, who has more than 1 million followers. And naturally, she shared a recent text conversation that she says lays out Edwards' wishes to terminate her pregnancy. The woman also shared a screenshot of a $100,000 wire transfer appearing to be from the former #1 overall pick after providing proof of the procedure. Edwards issued a statement today on his social media account addressing the alleged text message thread shared between him and the woman, saying, quote, "I made comments in the heat of the moment that are not me and that are not aligned with what I believe and who I want to be as a man," he wrote. "All women should be supported and empowered to make their own decisions about their bodies and what is best for them. I am handling my personal matters privately and will not be commenting on them any further at this moment in time." Edwards, whose first-place Timberwolves play the Heat in Miami tonight, is having his best year yet in his 4th NBA season, in case y'all didn't know, averaging 24 points per game. Let me say this. Anthony Edwards had to apologize because he is a public figure. Having said that, once again, here's the bigger lesson to be learned. Guard who you deal with. Once again, I'm singing that same old dance. It's none of our damn business who Anthony Davis is screwing around with, who he impregnated. He has a relationship with this woman, and she put him on blast. She took text messages and revealed them to the public. I'm starting to wonder what repercussions somebody can have for having their privacy violated. That's what I'm wondering about. I'm not casting any aspersions. We live in a society, ladies and gentlemen, if Anthony Davis wanted her to have an abortion, respectfully, that's his business. We have pro-choice and we have pro-lifers all over the country. And I keep saying Anthony Davis. I apologize. I mean Anthony Edwards. I'm sorry. I say Anthony Davis so much because he played for the Lakers. We're not talking about him. We're talking about Anthony Edwards for the Minnesota Timberwolves, who I really get to talk about, who I would have loved to talk about involving basketball, but we got to talk about this because she violated their private affairs. She is a woman. She is free to do what she wants with her own body. This is America. If she's impregnated and she wants to have the child, that is her business. If Anthony Edwards does not want her to have the child, that is his business.
Let me stop right there. Go ahead. I'm gonna link this to this video when I publish it, and you can go finish seeing this because Stephen A. has some more to say, and I mean, he's absolutely right. And that's the purpose of this video. I think Anthony Edwards should sue her. He should get his lawyers, and he should set a precedence. And win, lose, or draw, he should sue her. He needs to send some kind of message. Now, I don't know whether he has affection for this chick or not, but clearly she was trying to hurt him because he doesn't want her and a kid with her. And so instead of being an adult and talking to him, she's trying to extort him into whatever way she wants him to be by putting him on blast. Now, to me, that should close the door to her forever. I don't know how Paul George actually reconciled with his girl when she put him on blast. And that's the one thing that men do, especially black men. We cower under the pressure of women. It's just absolutely disgusting, man. I mean, go on the offensive. Stand up and tell them we're not taking the bullshit, man. So listen, I'll tell you what. She should be absolutely, persona non grata to Edwards after this. Paul George's wife should have been persona non grata. He must have really liked her because there's no way she should be able to come back from putting him on blast. Or ex porn star tried to put Zion Williamson on blast, and she went so heavy into the paint that they had to ban her off of Twitter. This is just another way for women to try to control men. Just like the laws extending these so-called, assault laws where women could just make shit up from 100 years ago and say a man did something when nobody could prove anything. And a guy's life is destroyed just on the allegations alone. And not to mention the daggone Jonathan Majors thing, which he never had a chance because he never got a jury of his peers. So, and his lawyers were horrible. Okay, they were the worst lawyers ever. So it's time for men to say, wait a minute, man. When is going to be enough is enough? When is enough enough? I mean, I don't think men deserve the kind of treatment that we're getting for all the shit that men have done in the West to make it a safe haven for women. We're being replayed pretty nasty. It's pretty nasty repayment here, at least in the public airway. Maybe privacy off the internet and stuff. Yeah, men are having a good life here and there. But when you hear ladies talk, the remake of The Color Purple is just another slap in the black man's face. That was one of the most horrible movies about black men ever made. And they wanted to remake it so they could revitalize with a new generation of women how bad black men really are. So I'm telling you, man. Anyhow, listen, I'm an advocate for men. That doesn't mean I don't like women, but I'm an advocate for men. And somebody has to advocate for us. Somebody really does. Anyway, RP, Marriage, Politics, and Sports. Over and out.